or Iglesia ni Cristo.
And good morning, everyone, and welcome to INCRadio, Florida. It's another beautiful sunny day here in Tampa, Florida, where I happen to be today. My name is Brother Robert Topalis. I'm one of your hosts today here, and we have a really exciting show on a topic that I think is going to be 100% relatable to many of you that are online. We live in a very digital world, but we also continue to be able to want to communicate, and being able to do that means we want to express our ideas in as many ways as possible. So before we jump into that topic, I'd like to toss it over to one of our wonderful hosts that's there in Orlando, Sister Joy. Why don't you say hello to everybody?
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of our viewers and listeners. We're delighted to have you all here. It's always exciting to have our INC radio family join us wherever you are. We are so glad that you're able to join us today. We do have quite an exciting episode today, so we're really glad that you can join us.
Absolutely, Sister Joy. And today's topic, as I'd mentioned earlier, is something that's going to be super relatable. I'm also excited to introduce one of our hosts with us here this morning that's also from your neck of the woods there, Sister Joy. Sister Elida, do you want to say hello to everybody this morning, Sister Elida?
Hi, everyone. I'm Sister Elida Sanchez from Orlando as well. So I'm very, very excited for today's episode because it's exciting. We're going to play some games, and I really hope everyone enjoys.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm always up for a game. Not that I'm competitive, but I know if you ask my family,
I think all of us are up for the games, right? And I think all of our viewers are excited to also see how we're going to do these games too.
Yeah, and speaking of which, so today we invite all of you to please make sure that you're engaging with us in the chats. We love hearing from you guys. And in today's topic, as we talk about communicating through emojis, if you guys saw the title track or the title slide, you saw that we are going to be talking about how to decode emojis. It's one of those things that is such a common use form of communication today. But I got to tell you guys, I'm sometimes floored at how misused emojis are. There's, I got to a point where I just was only answering any text message I got using emojis. And then I started to say, I think I've forgotten how to spell. Because
you know what, it's almost like a different language, like a language on its own, and it provides those expressions, that especially when you're texting or you're messaging someone, it just adds that the additional expression that you're looking for. So I love that. I love emoji.
Absolutely.
I speak emoji.
You speak emoji? Is that one of the languages that you? Well, and one of the things that I'm really excited about later on, Sister Elida is going to be leading us in our emoji phrase challenge. And we are challenging you, our audience, to join us and let us know if you can guess what phrases she has actually put together for us using only emojis. We're going to see how well you guys can emoji. But before we do that, let's learn a little bit about what emojis are and how it is that they came about. I mean, they're, and look, I'm seeing emojis fly on the screen right now. So it's just, it shows you just exactly how popular the use of emojis has become. So let's jump right into it. So of course, in today's topic, we are talking about how is it that we can decode emojis. And, emojis are a super, super popular form of communication. So, of course, there's a great deal that we have to learn today. So what exactly is an emoji? And what you'll notice is that emojis are really just nothing more than digital symbols. They're icons, and they're used to express emotions, ideas, concepts. And it's used almost exclusively in digital communication, which makes a lot of sense if you think about it, because imagine how long it would take if you're writing a letter if you had to draw all those things, especially if it was me drawing them. Right, Joy? You've seen my drawings.
I was going to second that, because if I were to draw it, I'm not a very good artist, but it would take me more time. I think I would, by the time I'm like halfway done drawing the emoji, it's a different emoji that I need to draw.
Well, all of my emojis would look like stick people. So every single one of them. So, but the beauty, the beauty about an emoji is they can convey a wide range of sentiments. And usually, like I said, they're used in digital communication. So text messaging, social media, that's a big thing, right? Even here on the show, we use emojis, like here's me laughing, right? Hopefully you're seeing that on the screen. So we've got emojis that are just used all throughout our ability to communicate with people. But emojis actually were invented by someone, just like many other things. They were invented by a Japanese artist back in the late 1990s. And I know for you, Sister Elida, that seems like prehistoric times, right?
Yes, I was gonna say that. You took the words out of my mouth. I was like,
Where's the dinosaur
wow.
emoji?
I was
1990s.
like, wow, 1990s?
What did they do? Did they carve the emojis in stone using a? Is that how they got emojis done?
I was
So
like, did they draw them on paper with a quill?
Well, and actually, you can see right here. So the founder of the emoji is Shigeta Kurita. He's a Japanese artist, and he created actually the first set of mobile communication emojis, exactly as you described. He drew them out. They were really super pixelated, and the word emoji actually has a Japanese origin. It means E for picture, and moji is for character. So that's where the word emoji comes from. So we
You
can
all
thank
heard it
him.
here. You all learned it
That,
here on
that's
INCRadio
right.
Florida. Emoji. That is
Yes.
that. Where's the other emoji?
Yeah, exactly. Where's the mind blown
The
emoji, right?
mind
There's a
blowing
mind
And the
blown
nerd
emoji.
emoji.
one. And the one with the glasses. You learned it
Oh,
here,
no.
y'all.
So, when you're talking an emoji, its primary function really is to fill kind of those emotional cues that you have, to be able to express your emotions that you typically can't convey because, especially during that period where we were only communicating electronically, right? During that period of the pandemic where a lot of people, especially, couldn't be in person. You can have direct communication with them unless you were like on on an online meeting call or something. But most people were communicating via text and social media, so of course emojis played a big part of that. And so some of the benefits to emojis, obviously, is they overcome language barriers because those little characters, it doesn't matter what language you speak, everyone can speak emoji, right? They help to increase relatability with people because, people can relate to emojis. Like you'll see an emoji, like, oh, yeah, I totally get that, and we'll talk about that here in a little while because I'm excited to see what it is that my fellow co hosts' favorite emojis are and find out why they use them. They're also a universal language because, like we said before, people use them and understand them regardless of what your native speaking language is. And here's my personal favorite: they are a simple way to acknowledge something. It is one way that, if somebody sends me a message, a nice thumbs up, boom, then they know that I actually read the message. I actually got the message, right? It doesn't require me to have to type back or express anything. It just simply says, yep, got it. And it's such a simple thing to do. So please, if you guys are doing any kind of digital communication, it's just common courtesy that if somebody sends you a message, give them a thumbs up, let them acknowledge and let them know that you got that message. So the simplest way to be able to do that. And they, to me, most importantly, they add text context and they add tone, right?
It sure does. I love it.
Yeah, it's because why can't you? What better way to express your feelings than using emojis, right? I mean, each
Yeah.
one of these little cute little artistic icons immediately conveys an emotion without having to type a single word, right? So you
I was
know,
gonna say that, Brother
Exactly.
Robert.
I mean, like
Yeah.
when you text something like happy birthday, right? I mean, it could be like happy birthday. But when you
Mm-hmm.
add that, like, that emoji, the excited birthday, it's like happy, you're like almost present with them. Happy birthday, right? So
like
it's just,
Yeah.
the
I
super
do want to.
excited emoji. That's what I like to call
Yes.
that one.
I do want to say I think emojis definitely help with like communicating with family or friends that are especially far away. They don't know what you're saying. They don't know what you're texting. And sometimes text messages can also be confusing. We're just like, how did they read it? And then you overthink. But with an emoji, you kind of already know, okay, this person's happy, this person's sad, or this person's excited. So yeah, I love emojis. It's great.
oh,
Oh man, and it's so easy to just get so caught up when you're like typing in the emojis because when that little emoji thing comes up on your keyboard, on your phone, and you just start like grabbing all these emojis and actually building entire sentences, which it's funny. This is a great segue because in a little while, all of you guys are going to get to see how well or not well your hosts here on INCRadio can communicate via emoji. So take a
Y'all
look at.
test with us too. So this is going to be fun. This is going to be fun.
So emojis though also they have their place, right? When you're engaging, do you guys think that sometimes people get confused when they're using emojis because
Oh yeah.
or is it more engaging, do you think?
Absolutely. I love emojis, but there are times too that for me, I'll hesitate. I'm like, is this is this the message I'm trying to send? And then I'm going to hesitate and think, okay, which emoji do I want to add, to kind of add some more life to this sentence or to what I'm trying to the message I'm trying to deliver, basically.
Right. And as you can see, I mean, because it's so tempting, right?
Mhm.
When you start typing something, you hit that little emoji button, and then all of a sudden you just have so many to choose from. And I'm going to admit, it was not that long ago that I realized you can actually type in and search for the emoji that you want
Yeah,
by.
I was gonna say that's like a new thing that
Is
they
it
didn't have
okay?
that before. Yeah, no, it's not just you. I think they just put that, maybe not like just recently, but definitely like in the past couple years that it's happened. So I
Oh,
think that like really helps. I think that also helps with the confusing maybe part of it, because you can just type in a word that you want to use an emoji for, and then it'll pop up an emoji that would, fit that word.
so if I'm
So,
happy, I can just put in happy.
yes, actually, yeah, you can put happy, or if you want to put hug, it'll show like the little huggy one. Yeah, no, it's awesome.
I'm that mind blowing again because for the longest time, that's why I wasn't really using emojis because I had to like scroll through the 500 of them that are on my little keyboard to try to figure out which one I wanted to use. The minute I found out that I could search for a specific emoji, I went to town. I was like, oh yeah, happy, bike, this, that. And then next thing you know, it's just a whole
Food.
string of emojis. It got messy. Got messy. So let's talk about some practical tips, right? When you're using emojis, you got to know your audience. You've got to make sure that there's a big difference, right, between using emojis in a professional setting and then using emojis with your family and then using emojis with like your peers, your friends, right? Because like Sister Lida, you're Kadiwa, right? Kadiwa, and of course, for those of you joining us for the first time, Kadiwa are the youth members of the Church of Christ that are 18 and above, not yet married. And so when you're hanging out with your peer groups, you probably use different emojis and expressions than you would, let's say, if you were communicating with somebody at your office. Would you say?
Yes, I would say. Actually, fun fact, when I talk to my mom or like text my mom, I barely use emojis because, she knows how I talk and she knows how I'm saying things. But with my friends, I definitely use so much more. And like I'm trying to make it expressive also so that they don't take it the wrong way or like they don't read it differently. So it is very different. But with close family, they know how I talk. So I barely really use emojis when I'm communicating with them. And then even at work, especially, I barely use emojis there as well. Sometimes it seems, I would say, like unprofessional if you're using them too much at work. So I would say that's a very thing that I like look out for. And I make sure that I just use basic ones, like maybe a smiling emoji or like a heart emoji at work, especially.
Right. And what about you, Sister Joy? When you're using emojis, using them with your family versus like at church, right? When you're communicating, you find that there's some differences in the types of emojis you use.
I'm a mixed bag. And I think for many of you who know me, sometimes if I'm on the run, but I want to reply even to my family, it will usually not be in words. It will be in emojis. Like, of course, I got my heart in there. I'm like, because I mean it with all my love, but I'm on the run. But yeah, thumbs up. Gotcha. Yes, I'll be there. Or if it depending on if it's like an event or an activity that we're preparing for, You know, it really, I really am a mixed bag. And again, emojis are like, it's my second language. But
Well,
again,
I
like
and
will
there's
I
say,
mentioned
yeah, I
earlier, like when it comes to work and being professional, you know, you do got to be careful. You do have to make sure that you are careful, because you don't, you know, again, it's a professional setting, and you want to make sure that the content is not misunderstood by putting all these like colorful characters on there. So yeah, I definitely, it definitely depends. I'm a mixed bag when it comes to that. So that's where I use like, now is the most appropriate time to use a few emojis.
yeah, when you're like, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So, okay, well, and it's funny, it's a great segue because we're going to talk about common misinterpretations here in a second. And actually, there was a study that was done just a few months ago by a leading think tank organization that actually put out surveys and measured what are the most commonly misexpressed or misunderstood emojis. We'll talk about that in just a second. But you know, there definitely are some that are out there that can be taken completely the wrong way. I think we did a show not too long ago on like Gen Z and their communication and their use of abbreviations, right? And remember that episode? And we were talking about like, what is LOL? Does it mean laughing out loud or does it mean lots of love? Because you use that the wrong way, you can really derail a conversation. So
Totally.
this is much the same way, right? So
Mhm.
we also want to make sure that our emojis are creating clarity and not confusion. So you know, you want to combine words, maybe throw a few words in there to help kind of create the clarity around the image. And as you just stated, overusing and misusing them, there are definite pitfalls to that because then at some point, like for me, then you forget how to like grammar and how to spell because I just use pictures. But and moving on to emoji communication. So that study that I was talking about earlier, these are the three, believe it or not, the top three most misunderstood emojis. So I'm going to ask each of you guys, Sister Joy, emoji
Ooh.
number one, what does that mean? And
Okay.
to our audience, you guys who are watching, please
Yes.
feel free. Emoji number one, what do you guys feel that that emoji is expressing?
Okay, y'all. Okay. When I see this, I'm like, does it mean raise the roof?
Okay, child of the 80s. We got a child of the 80s here. Okay.
That's what
Sister
I see. I don't mean to
Sister
laugh.
Elida, what do you think that it means?
So I rarely use that one, but when I do use it, it's more like it's like an accomplishment. So like if I am talking to my friend and I'm like, "Oh, guess who cleaned their car?" And then it's like an accomplishment or like it's like a fancy way of like, "Oh, I did that," or "I'm cool." Something like that. I don't know how else
Yeah.
to explain it.
Okay. Well, and we do have somebody, Sister Jen from Cerritos, California, is who joined our chat. Says that she thinks that it means whatever. You know, like whatever, right? So let's take a look at what the study says. So
That is so broad across the board. I'm really interested to hear.
most people in the survey felt like it just meant oh well, right? So it's like kind of the same thing like what Sister Jen was saying, whatevs, right? Whatever. And then feeling sassy is another one. uh,
Oh.
i I have a suggestion, or feeling sarcastic. That's weird. I don't know how I can interpret that to mean feeling sarcastic, but apparently it does.
This is such an educational, pivotal
Okay,
moment for me because,
it is, right?
again, like
Never
for
going to use that.
me, I just revealed my decade, right?
Yeah,
I see
raising the
that. I'm
roof.
like, raise the roof, y'all. That's great. Good job. Oops, if I've ever used that on you, I did not mean to use
You
it.
didn't mean, yeah. So the next time I see that, I'm going to be like, what do you mean? Oh, well. All right. What about emoji number two, Sister Joy? What does emoji number two mean? I mean, it seems pretty obvious, but I don't know.
Yes, I mean, I'm thinking sad, but it looks sleepy sad.
Like a sleepy sad?
Like a
What
sleepy sad.
about you? What about you, Sister Lida? What do you think that means?
I would say I would use it when I am like, um, it's a deep word, but I'm like distraught, like just like
Whoa.
Like you gave up. Like you're just like, ah,
I'm over it.
oh, so over it. Yeah, that's how I use it.
All right, let's see what most Americans thought that this was in the study. Okay, this is a perfect time for me to use that like help icon. What's the help icon? I can't get it to work. Am I stuck?
Wow.
Uh-oh. There we go. Oh no, I just blew past through everything.
Oh no. This is where we put the laughing emoji in.
Yeah.
By the
Okay.
way,
So this
I
is
have to shout out to Brother Adrian. Thank you. He did like my interpretation of Raise the Roof over that first
yes,
emoji.
there we go. That's what it means. So emoji number 2, sadness, is how most people who were in that survey felt that that's what that emoji emoted, right? But sleepy or tired, I think you mentioned that as well, Sister Elida, right? Sleepy or tired, being sick or being disgusted. Sister Lucy Ancheta, who's one of our INC radio personalities, who's in our chat, said, "Is that like being sick?" So you are in the top 3 of people who thought that that's what that meant. All right. Now, what about emoji number 3? This is kind of like the upside down happy face thing. So I honestly, when I first saw this, I had no idea what this would be for. It seems really whimsical, right?
It's fun.
Like super whimsical. So what do you think it would be, Joy?
I think it definitely could be like, everything's all good. It might seem a little chaotic, but it's all good. Yeah, like I got this, but it's still all good. I still
I'm still trying to figure out. What about you, Sister Elida? And I know that you have you have a little bit of inside information on this one, but
Yes, I use this one a lot.
you do.
Yes, I do. And I like this one because it's like so silly. I think it's so cute. Like, why is it upside down? I don't know, but it's cute and it's funny. But the way I use it is kind of like, whelp, like, oh, kind of like what the first one is, like, oh,
Like,
well.
oh well.
Yeah,
All right.
I do use it more like that.
Let's take a look. Sarcasm.
Whoa.
Sarcasm was the highest interpretation, and smiling through pain.
Oh,
I think that kind of that says a lot right there. I'm smiling
Sister
through pain.
Jennifer, in our chat, she thought that it was like, what is it? It's out of my control. So I think those are
Yeah.
really good. Thank you, Sister Jennifer, because that
That's a good one.
Like,
Yeah.
that's and the last one, passive aggression. Oof,
Ooh.
that's always tough. That's a tough one.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, audience. Let's go jump to the next slide. Now, this is the fun part. We get to find out what our hosts, our fellow hosts, favorite emojis are. So let's start with Sister Elida. So when you were texting and communicating, what is your favorite way of sending emojis to your peeps, your friends?
I said it earlier. I kind of foreshadowed it, but I love using the upside down one. That's my absolute favorite. I use it all of the time. It's just so funny to me. I think it's hilarious. I think it's so funny, like smiling through the pain. That's such a funny phrase.
Smiling through the pain. Well, now that I actually know what it means, I just thought it was like an upside down smiley face was somebody who was like really into gymnastics or something.
Yeah, it's like a cartwheel, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, hey, look at me, I can do this. And you go, wow, I can't do that.
Yeah.
All right, Sister Joy, what is your favorite emoji?
Y'all know I love love. Yes, and my favorite is I usually send a heart. I send a heart, and sometimes I'm like I'm excessive. I'm like, oh, I already put a heart there. I need to take it out.
There you go. Just send you a heart. Just send you a heart in the chat. There you go.
Thank you. There you go. I love love.
Oh, and you know what? You're not alone. You're not alone. Sister Lucy loves to send hearts too, and of course, my lovely wife, Sister Lulu, that's one of her favorite emojis as well. So she sends hearts. She sends hearts to me all the time.
Oh, I love
All
love.
the time,
Oh,
right?
Mama
I
Lucy.
love love.
Yes, I do. Sister Lucy, I love you too.
Oh, there we go. And then, of course, for me, it's the care, right? in this one, it has so many different ways that I can interpret it. Like when you're expressing condolences to someone, or if you just really think that something's really cute, or if you think that, you just want to just express to someone that, you just want to give them a hug. So that's kind of especially to my family, to my kids, my wife, the rest of the family. I send this out all the time. It's actually one of my favorite emojis. So I think Sister Elida, we've got some time. You up for a challenge, Sister Joy? I think Sister Elida's got a little game.
So before I forget, Sister Jennifer, she said her favorite is the one that's like, it's like a smile, like a laughing emoji with a sweat. So we all have.
I also love that one. I use that a lot too.
All right.
I hope everyone's ready for a game.
I'm ready for a game.
Good. I'm
ready for a game. You guys that are joining us live in the chat, let's get your keyboards ready.
Okay, Sister Jennifer, this is the time that I need your emoji.
I think you may, or I cannot confirm that you may or may not win an INCRadio Florida mug if you get all of these correct, right? So.
All right, let's go with our first one. So we're starting off easy. I'm hoping everyone will know what this one is.
Okay.
So the rules of this game is basically you're gonna guess what these emojis are trying to say, and it's gonna be like a popular expression or saying. Okay, let's go with brother.
As a kid.
Yes,
I had to like put them together. Okay.
Yes, exactly. Brother Rob, what do you think this one means?
Oh, we're from Florida.
We need an umbrella. Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
Pretty much, right?
Can we add another emoji?
Yeah, I was gonna say an umbrella. I know, Sister Joy, what you want to throw this one out? I think she's giving us an easy one to start off with.
It is very easy.
I'll let you. Oh, there we go.
It's raining cats and dogs. You know what? But we are in Florida, so it's raining cats, dogs, alligators.
It's the whole zoo here.
It's raining cats,
at
dogs,
random times.
lizards, alligators, iguana.
Yes.
And then with a hint of sunshine in there.
Yes.
Yeah. Because 5 minutes later, it'll be sunny again.
There you go.
Next one is this one. This one threw me for a loop. I couldn't figure this one out, but hopefully you guys can.
We don't eat turkey until November. So.
Oh, I think I know.
Yes.
Okay. Going cold turkey.
Oh, I didn't get the walking thing. I was like, I was thinking like walking.
I was like walking. We're walking.
I was thinking like walking snowflakes.
That is the Florida response
with a bird
here, right?
I think my first guess was like walking snowbird, and I was like, this makes no sense. What am I saying?
Walking snowflakes with a bird is what I thought it was, but
yeah. Okay, next one. I think this might be our last one. This one's pretty easy.
Oh, I hear
ATM
my husband
machine.
the kids all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Get the daddy new, Papa Robert.
Yep. My new grandson, he's going to be coming up to me and just asking for everything. And I'm going to say, you know what, little man, money does not grow on trees.
Yes. You know what?
I don't even think he has to ask.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's going to have, that kid's going to have my PIN code.
I was gonna say this is
gonna have your credit card.
He's gonna have my PIN code and my ATM card. I'm almost sure. We actually do have time. Let's go with one more. Let's do one more, sister.
Let's do one more.
Oh, I should have quit while I was ahead. What? Anybody in the audience have any ideas what this is?
I think I got this one, but come on.
I'm looking.
Lucy, she got the last one. Good job.
Yeah. I'm looking. Well, we do have a 5-second delay on air, so.
Again, you got
just now seeing this. Recycle? It looks like recycle.
It's not recycle.
It's not. I beg to differ. That is on my trash can.
I
Okay.
Got it.
Sorry.
A round of applause.
Yes.
Is that what it is? Oh, so
Got it.
Enrico Sanchez got round of applause. Thank you. Thank you for the help. There you go. Let's give them a round of applause. Why don't we? We can give them a big round of applause.
Good job,
Oh,
Sister Lucy.
yes,
Yeah,
Sister
Sister
Lucy
Jen,
and
congrats. Yeah.
Enrico, thank you so much, you guys, for joining. All right. Well, you know what, Sister Lida, as I know you're new to the show, but we are the fastest 30 minutes on radio, and we are now, of course, at the top of the hour. It was a pleasure learning about emojis, sharing our favorite emojis with all of you, and hopefully all of you guys learned a little bit more about how to use them. We love using emojis, as you could tell in our broadcast, but please use them with caution. Make sure that you are using them in the appropriate manner and that you're communicating the emotions that you really want to express. But for now, please stay tuned, because right after us is another awesome show from our friends over at INCRadio South Central States. I think today they're going to actually be talking about the Olympics and what it's like to go to the Olympics. So please stay tuned for that. But we will see you guys next week at the same time, which is at 9:30 East Coast time, 8:30 Central. For now, this is Brother Robert DePaulis here in Tampa, Florida, for Sister Joy there in Orlando, and of course also Sister Lida. Welcome to the team there in Orlando as well. We'll see you all next week here on INCRadio Florida.
This is